Bonjour! Welcome to another episode of Cuisine Michelle. I am Michelle. So today we're continuing the Christmas goodies countdown. We're on day 4 or number 22 of the countdown if you're going down. I'm going to try a recipe I haven't tried before. This is from Better Homes and Gardens, and these are peppermint cream bites. So here in the bowl, I've already started. This is 15 crushed Oreos. So I just kind of crushed them up as best as I could. And to that, I'm going to be adding 3 tablespoons of melted salted butter. It just says regular butter, so I assume they want it salted. And you will need your oven to be on 350 degrees. You will also need a pan that is lined with foil. Now it says an 8x8 pan in the recipe, but of all the pans I have, I actually don't have an 8x8. I need to rectify that. So I'm using a 9x9, which means I'll just have to be more careful about spreading it out and stuff like that. It might be a little bit thinner bites, but it should be okay. So anyway, we are to try to get this butter mixed together with the crushed up Oreos. I think we're getting pretty good there. It seems to be getting moistened by that melted butter. And then we are to press this into the prepared pan. I'm not going to try to get it too far on the edges since I did not use the regular size of pan that they are wanting here. But that looks pretty good to me. And then we're going to put it in the oven to bake for 8 minutes. All right, so I just pulled this out of the oven and I'm going to let it cool on a wire rack just like that. And while it cools, it says that I need to be doing something in my food processor over here. So I have measured out 2 cups of powdered sugar, and then we have 2 tablespoons of softened butter. What we're going to do is cover this and process it, it says, until the butter is distributed evenly. Alright, so now with the processor running, we are going to be putting 2 tablespoons of milk into here. And 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract. It says to let it run until a paste forms, but it's looking pretty pasty already. Very minty. Okay, so it did get a little bit pasty. It's not paste, but it's as good as I think it'll get. So what we're supposed to do is to spread this over what's in the pan here. And it said only have to let it cool slightly, so I'm assuming this is probably cool enough. Who knows? Again, haven't ever made these before. All right, I spread it as best that I could. It's not perfect, but now we are going to put it in the freezer. Now it says to freeze it for 45 minutes. I'm actually gonna go longer than that. I don't see that it would be any harm in going longer, but if you only wanna freeze yours for 45 minutes, that's probably going to be the sufficient amount of time. Okay, so We've got the bars freezing right now, and they are finished freezing. So what I'm going to do now, this is 6 ounces of bittersweet chocolate chips, or you can just use regular bittersweet chocolate, and then 2 teaspoons of butter flavored shortening. You could use regular shortening as well. I'm going to be putting these in the microwave. And be careful, of course it depends on the settings of your microwave, but I want them to melt, but you should do it in intervals, usually no more than 15 to 30 seconds at a time until this is melted and smooth. Once it is melted and smooth, then we're going to wait for it to cool for 15 minutes. All right, so I've waited the 15 minutes, so now we are going to be pouring this over the frozen thing here. I suspect that means that we're going to end up with this pretty frozen on there pretty quickly. So I'm going to try to spread it fairly evenly as I put it on. So I don't think it's going to stay very melty at all. Let's see how right I am there. Yep. Already getting some hardening underneath. More spreadable than I expected, that's for sure, so that's good. Get a little bit more chocolate here, we'll scrape that out. Yeah, the cold from these being frozen is making that chocolate set. I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera, but this part right here, this is already getting very hard, so I suspect it won't take but a moment for these to actually harden up, and then I will see you at final plating. So here we are at final plating. Now these are supposed to stay frozen, so if you are planning on serving these like at a party or something like that, or you just want to have them around the house, you will want to keep them in the freezer. I put them on this nice plate so we could have a nice display here, but I do plan to put these back in the freezer. So this is a nice thing you can have on hand to pop out for a party later or something like that. Let's do a taste test and see how these are. So I'm going to take this small one here. Very good. Definitely. Oh, that is, oh gosh, the more I eat it, the better it is. These are really, really nice. Definitely minty, of course, as you should expect them to be, but not overwhelming. It's a lot like having a crunchy version of a York peppermint patty or something like that, or kind of like a peppermint crunch cookie. But anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed these and that you'll have a chance to make them. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and definitely leave me a comment if you decide to make these or just what you think of them, even if you don't make them. And I will see you next time. Au revoir!